Now, I was a proponent. I'm not a proponent of firing the coaches. I didn't think nothing was really wrong with Mike Budenholzer. But when Toronto did what they did with Nick Nurse, and he was apparently on the table, oh,
Yeah, I
oh,
knew that was an insta. That was numero uno. I ain't gonna
oh,
lie.
okay,
Yeah.
what
He
you
was
mean?
arguably the best coach since he got here.
But then you end up with Adrian Griffin to end up at the half of the season with Doc Rivers. The grass is not greener. Listen, your girlfriend probably don't got the fattest, right?
No,
And you when you
that
were
was crazy. My bad. My bad.
that was crazy.
My
No,
bad, OG.
That
no,
was crazy.
somebody clip that.
That was crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That
she a
was
rose.
Oh,
yeah, that was crazy.
She a ruby rose.
Um,
oh my God.
and there's other girls out there with fatter ass. There's other girls that say, "Hey, y'all seen the shawty from earlier this week? I give you head every single morning. I gave my baby daddy head. Right? Go over there and find out if you want to. When you find out that she be leaving her period drawers all over the floor, right? She don't really wash her ass. She loud, she ratchet, all this stuff like that. And the only problem
Always
with your
high.
girl, the only problem with your girl is she just didn't have an ass as fat as her.
These
Stop.
basketball chick analogies are so funny, bro.
Hey,
Every time I watch
shit.
Player Choice, Showtime be trying to pull that shit off too.
Just stop doing this. It. I'm not gonna say it never works out, but damn, I'm trying to think of a time when it's worked out.
Nah, I mean, I hate. I'm not gonna be the only Laker allegations with this take, but I literally am a victim of this situation, and I told Laker fans at the time, hey, before we are we sure that we want to be on Vogel dick right now? The man did get us to a championship. He did have LeBron, who is seen as a bad defensive player, actually, competent on defense, even if you still didn't like him there. He did actually have Anthony Davis look pretty damn good outside of health, unless you're gonna blame him for the why the Lakers got injured time in and time out. I was that guy that was getting cooked, that was getting the spam of "Come on, Sage, I'm stupid." Yeah, I was getting all that bullshit, and now here we are with the hamster class. With Mike Budenholzer, I kept mocking the drop coverage thing because that's what I was told time and time and time again when I'm hearing about why the Bucks losing. I'm like, yo, Sauls may hate on them a little too hard, but that game, let's be honest, no cap. This game, Middleton shot bet. Like, what are we doing? I understand there every team has weaknesses, especially when a couple of your favorite content creators can clip it up and post it, or a couple of the Twitter bot accounts nowadays, because it's just bot accounts, are posting, oh my God, this call from Buddha. Like, I get it, but reality is, yo, the niggas on the court lost the game. And I'm not saying every coach doesn't deserve to be fired. There's definitely some coaches that are just bad. Shout out Chauncey Billups. I'm not a fan. But dog, I don't like these teams that have been so dominant for so long and especially have accomplished a championship. Like, imagine in 2 years Mike Malone gets fired. Like, that's crazy. That
Because
that
they won last year, and then 2 years in a row they don't win, and
now
then
Mike Malone's fought. Like, what are we doing, bro? Monty Williams got packed up after look, Monty Williams since the bubble. I want to say, right? If I'm incorrect, correct me if I'm. In fact, fuck that. I'm gonna go ahead and check it now before I go on a tangent. But I want to say Monty was there since like the whole. Hey, we're turning culture around shit in the bubble, right? I'm double checking right now. Survey says, yep, that's exactly when he was there. Monty Williams since then has had them niggas undefeated in the bubble, which you can call that Mickey. I know, ha ha, clubhouse. Then he literally gets you to a Western Conference championship. You lose in the finals. Then he gets you what, a 64 win season. You still look strong. Then he gives you he ain't gonna lie, you get 45 wins, but Katie was I don't want to say hurt, but he just wasn't the best in the offseason playoffs. And then he's fired. Now he's in Detroit. And now people say he sucks. But in reality, it's like, was it really Monty? Was it Monty or was it the fact that you traded Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and that other motherfucker? I don't know, man. Some of these organizations that are winning championships, I just don't like these. We didn't win 2 years later, you're gone expectations. I'm starting to see a pattern, and if Mike Malone happens, it's not a duck anymore. It's just reality. Even with Nick Nurse, because that was only 3 years ago or four, about to be four now. But
It's because it's a players' league. All those situations had a player or a group of players that felt entitled, were privileged enough to have franchises believe in them and back their decisions and get to call the shots. And even though a coach was there when you won a championship a year and a half, 2 years ago, doesn't matter. Front office don't want to blame these players that were there and were deemed as the guys that were the reason it happened versus the coach that could have been there drawing up the X and O's that made it happen. The coach is an easy scapegoat compared to the players.
Yeah. On top of that,
let me
the front office also don't. They also don't want to blame themselves. So that's why coaches get the blame.
yeah,
I just wanted to piggyback off of that point that Damo said because people are just sending things in right now. This is from Chris Haynes. Adrian Griffin told the Buck Stars that sacrifice was required during an airing out session after losing to the Pacers in the in-season tournament. Another moment and they're marking it right here. Another moment where Griffin loses the locker room over time, and the Bucks front office believed a change was necessary. Damo's right. Yeah.
no,
He
yeah.
said to sacrifice. That's worth. Damn. He was bugging out. Is that what that's saying?
That's what that's saying.
Hey, I don't know how true or false that is, but yeah.
Go like coach tripping.
Yeah,
Sacrifice.
yeah, it's literally spoiled players. I want to say I'm only over talking here because I do want to address the Monty thing. Shout out to a chatter and playback, and then I double checked it. His firing a little bit of a reach on my end. You could debate because there are moments that you can lose a locker room, and Luka sunning them niggas, fair enough. But in general, still, it doesn't really it doesn't justify the means, and even then, you can argue. Was that Monty? Or was that the CP0? Was that the oh my God, y'all niggas cannot guard Luka out here. So even then that's a little bit debatable. But I do understand that there's certain moments where, hey man, that nigga lost the locker room, that's tough.
If niggas is going around saying Monty Williams lost the locker room because Cam Johnson got put on his knees by
Yeah.
Luka, all right, gang.
Yeah.
If they're saying Monty lost the locker room when and Chris Paul brings them
to 30,
35, like if
Yeah.
that is what lost the locker room, them niggas weren't built for this shit anyway. That's crazy. No, Monty Williams is another case, another example of being scapegoated because players underachieved or the front office didn't do their due diligence, do their job. So the coach is the easy scapegoat.
Front office is my argument for the Suns still, by the way.
And about a year later, we're seeing Devin Booker still crying on the internet. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing some of these guys just not be who they are. I don't honestly, I don't know what Chris Paul's doing right now.
Chris Paul's still hurt.
Yeah, Chris
still hurt.
Yeah, I'm about to say
I
thought he was stinking it up at first. But I'm like, wait, is he playing? I haven't seen Chris Paul.
No, he's been hurt for a minute.
Yeah, I haven't seen Chris Paul in a minute.
DA said today, right?
What DA say?
DeAndre Ayton says, "I got nothing to prove in this league. I'm a max player, and I'll continue to be a max player."
That was nasty.
What the fuck?
And so you supposed to tell me that Monty Williams is the one that lost that locker room when you got players like DeAndre Ayton running around?
I forgot about that whole debacle. A lot of the reason he was fired at the time, the reports were that he lost the locker room, but specifically the DA wasn't fucking with him, and then we even seen some of those examples and all that stuff came out. I forgot about that shit. Yeah, nah, bro.
I get upgrading because at the end of the day, truly, unless you have a peak LeBron on your team, peak Jokic on your team, peak Joel, peak Kobe, peak MJ or whatever, you're not going to get it replaced.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing teams that have had consistency throughout the NBA history that did not look at firing their coach as the answers to their misery. The Heat are going on how many years of not Pat Riley, I'm sorry. Of Eric Spoelstra. I just looked it up. Denver is 2015 is when Mike Malone comes in. They're almost a decade in with Mike Malone. And thank God they didn't fire him at the first sign of disgruntled, because somebody would have come in and said, "Yeah, y'all been running this offense through a fucking Jokic. Let's change things up." And we would never get Jokic. I understand that there are woes. But I'm here to tell you, as a fan of a bad team, y'all ain't seen bad. Not with this new shit. The new shit y'all got is good. It's great. Y'all don't know what bad is. We're trying to get 10th place this year. The Hawks are trying to fight for 10th place. Y'all greedy asses is in second place in the Eastern Conference. I don't even know what y'all rank in the entirety of the National Basketball League. Y'all in second place in the Eastern Conference, and y'all cry. Even last season, y'all were top of the Eastern Conference, and y'all cried. But hey, welcome, welcome to the fucking jungle. Okay, welcome to the Doc Rivers. We gotta pick it up, fellas. We gotta pick it up, nigga. All Doc Rivers ex players got podcasts now. All of them saying, "Yeah, Doc don't run no plays." That don't work with Giannis. I'm gonna let you know right now. That's a bad idea for Giannis Antetokounmpo, because if you don't write plays for Antetokounmpo, tell him what to do. You know what Giannis gonna do?
Run to the rim.
Run and dunk.
Yo, he is about to Jerome Bettis refrigerator Perry that motherfucker. Let me get to the rim. Okay. All right, hey.
That on top of Dame A. I'm going to shoot 19 threes. 19 Dame threes and Giannis rim running. If y'all think that's about to win a chip, all right, buddy. I'll see it when I believe it when I see it. Trust me.
I think something that I want to bring up to the conversation, and if it's debunkable, it's debunkable. But outside of Frank Vogel of the Los Angeles Lakers, I'm starting to notice that this is not only a reoccurring thing recently, but it's reoccurring with the small market teams. Is this just a thing where like the teams that ain't familiar with this song and dance just don't know how to fucking act? Because, like, even the names we've mentioned thus far, Nick Nurse, Toronto, I would consider, Canada, Toronto itself good, but, like, in the NBA scheme, come on, bro. The Milwaukee Bucks, the Phoenix Suns, they're not necessarily debatable, or if they are, they're in the same lane. And then even, like, Ty Lue, for example. Ty Lue got these motherfuckers a ring, a EC, and then he was packed up the year after. I don't know. Maybe these teams just don't know how to fucking act. And maybe that's the thing going on.
This Adrian guy's dropping all of them. But another one from Bleacher Report, December 7th. Bobby Portis passionately challenged Coach Adrian Griffin and teammates following the in-season tournament loss to the Pacers. Griffin welcomed the criticism and acknowledged he could do a better job being more aggressive with his play calling. They've been over backwards for Giannis. That's that. At this point, that's what I'm hearing.
They've been doing that.
Now here's the real question though, and
From
this
the
is
Drew
this is
trade to the Dame trade. They just, hey, whatever Giannis wants. Okay, daddy. Yeah, you want this, daddy? Yeah.
okay. Well, I'm not gonna call them that, but this is where I hate to give them a little bit of leniency, but is there like a situation where you tell the player to fuck off though nowadays? Because I remember that used to be a thing. Shout out Dr. Bus. He told Kobe, "Yo, you're not going anywhere. What are you talking about? You bored?" Pat Riley, he's another one where he's like, "Yo, what are we doing?" But nowadays, you have guys like fuck is his name? James Harden's boy, Morey. You have Daryl Morey doing pretty much anything it takes for his guy. Obviously Giannis nowadays. There's several superstars in the league where, hey, we are doing whatever the fuck. Phoenix is another example. We're doing whatever the fuck the top guy wants because, hey, he's the top guy. We trade him, we're cooked. So what do y'all think about that? Like, if you're in the situation, are you essentially a hypocrite? Are you going to be like, oh, Giannis don't like this nigga? All right, you gotta go.
I mean, I think it's a small market thing. When you feel like, and the Hawks go through it too. It's just not as notarized because I don't trading like Lloyd Pierce and all them other dudes too.
Mm.
When you are a small market team and you hit the jackpot, and I think that the Bucks hit the jackpot. 13th pick ended up being Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think they hit the jackpot. They're bending over backwards, but this is where the give and take comes in, and that also kind of lends to my conversation about what's more important, player or management. Leave it up to the players; they'll do dumb shit. And in that same thing, for the old heads that think we didn't know, Michael admitted, yo, trading Charles later on after Jerry Krause did it, yo, trading Charles Oakley, best decision, for us at the time. Charles Oakley, my mentor, loved the guy to death. He wasn't good for our basketball team winning going forward. Remember, Michael and Scotty not hated, but didn't like Tony Kukoc. Thought he was soft, thought he was weak.
Yeah.
Comes around, gets him 3 championships. If you leave it to these players, more often than not, they gonna do some dumbass shit.
Yeah.
I tell them to shut the hell up. And but you can only do
You're
that
not
if
lying.
you in the LA position where you say, hey, leave if you want to, my nigga.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, yes, as a small market team, that's what I was basically getting. Yeah, as a small market team, unfortunately, we may have to end up being hypocrites here because at the end of the day, you trade Giannis, you ain't getting back up again till you sign,
I
till you
mean,
draft one.
what are the big market teams that do that though? Like now, Golden State, Miami, who else? That,
Uh,
that don't bend over backwards for their players.
I mean, Boston hasn't been necessarily in that situation yet. Tatum's been pretty, like, I mean, I'm not gonna say completely zen, but he's been pretty mellow this whole time. Uh, well, so what do you consider a big market? I think Miami's considered in the NBA sphere is a big market. I think Miami's
Yeah.
fine.
New
Miami
York
doesn't
hasn't
do
even
that.
been in a position to say
That
fuck
don't do
you.
it.
So.
Yeah, New
I
York's
don't
not in
think
a
there's many.
position. Miami doesn't do it.
I,
Um,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think there's many
LA.
teams. Yeah, honestly, LA bends to the whims of the players. There's not many
Yeah,
situations in today's NBA that don't bend to the whim of the players. A
yeah.
lot of these teams are. It's a player-led league. It's a players' league. Teams are abiding to the players because the players feel they have utmost value. A lot of these front offices feel like players have this much value, whatever it is to the team. It is what it is. It's hard to find situations where it's coaches, system, front office, or team first. Those places typically have some of the best culture, Heat culture, Warriors culture, the type of culture aspect to their teams. There's not that many teams that do that.
Yeah.
hell, even the Spurs got it. It's just outdated. Even the Spurs got that shit though.
Let's go on to the next thing, because hey man, welcome to the jungle, man.
Comment below, offline viewers. Would you rather? Would you rather tell Giannis to fuck off, or would you do everything that man says? Peace out, yo.
And end up with Doc
He
Rivers.
is 6'11".
Okay, you end up with Doc Rivers, and in a couple years, Giannis and Chris Middleton gonna have a podcast. Doc gonna call no plays. Oh shit,
Yeah, well, that was a mistake.
Matt Barnes told you that.
He a Zybe coach.
KG and Paul Pierce told you that. Like, nigga has no plays in his bag, no UCLA cuts, no pin downs. Just pick up basketball with that guy.